Hi everyone, Mike the MC, bringing another self-care video. The foundation that sets success. Right. I had a great visual presentation I had from my business today at our business training where, all right, we were going through the slides and then our instructor then would talk about the ways of how people at the top, we see the peak, we see the success, we see the highlights of something that is so great about a building, but yeah, what is it at the base, at the middle part even of the building that are setting the top so well, so high? What are those middle and bottom pieces? And then the instructor, she did a great job. She was saying, wait a minute, at the middle area, okay, yeah, it's those systems that are already helping you move in place to the top, right, that are right there. But then the ones at the bottom, at the very base, the things that you really don't see, the hidden ones, which is so funny because they're at the base and we walk on our feet, and so you think we'd see these. But the thing is, that's more for our personal check. Okay, do we understand the product, the information that we're talking about? Do we have the stamina even to talk with other clients, many people, when we're completing our projects and our tasks? And I think part of the hidden part of the building, the base, it is so profound, because the foundation does set the top up for success. And you think, all right, right now I'm doing very well. I'm starting to grow and make steps to really build myself forward with my businesses, and then to have a base to keep myself moving forward. And I was talking with my mom the other day about this. This was interesting, where small businesses, you need a base income in order for your projects, your side projects, to grow and be successful. And I think one thing I could share about that is when we look at our side hustles, okay, can we find something to nourish that side hustle? And so small business owners, okay, we'll start a side gig, whatever, but then you have the job to kind of satisfy your base. So what kind of job is great to satisfy that base for you to start to shine and peak in the moment when you're starting to show forward? I think when you can align the base with your main skill. So for me, it was counseling, helping people. And so then when you have the side businesses, for me, it was, all right, I wanted to go with a little bit of insurance so I can help other people with their finances. But then with the life coaching, so then I can balance the therapeutic of the social worker with the non-therapeutic, with the life coach. Okay, and having this channel even is such a blast because I get to share my joys and experiences of the things that I've learned by growing. And you learn to have all of those areas work for your life to where you become a total package to help other people. And to say this, that, okay, now I'm learning to give presentations on camera, that I'm learning to not be so antisocial and to just talk with people, right? To be out there now to talk with clients. But then to say, okay, I need to find the documents, I need to find the rules, I need to find ways of reaching other people, I need to find ways to make sure that my production is moving okay. So that's where my presentation was so profound, where I listened today about building stamina, where from behind the scenes, how am I able to do so many projects and yet be on top of everything and not be so overwhelmed? And that's the thing. In business, I would argue what I'm learning is if you have that willingness to win and succeed, there's a will, that's obviously a skill, but you also have to have the ability to complete the tasks as well with the time that's given to you. And that is the challenge. That's the challenge. And I've mentioned this in other videos where engineers that will say, okay, what's the first task that has to be done, then to the next, to the next, to the next. Those are the critical projects. But then all the side projects, those you can complete whether or not it messes up the main path. But the point is, the main path was always the critical path. And so when you follow that critical path, moving forward from the base to your final objective, that's the trifecta of the three pieces, the base, the middle, and the top that are connected. That's setting the whole thing forward. So your system is okay, it's there. You can think of that as the middle piece as far as connecting the base and the final conclusion of what you're working on. And so your system, once you get that in place at the middle, at least now you have a flow. Now you got to nourish that flow of clients, people that you're talking with, finding ways to get out there and expand. And I'm learning the ways to build sessions, the ways to have my schedule built to help around for me and myself and other people, just to have that balance. And so you learn these things as a business owner. You learn those things with discipline and hard work. And yeah, when you can master all those skills together as a total package, that's where the building will stand. The building will stand and you can say, oh wow, that famous person out there, I guess they do know what they're talking about. But then for some people you could say, oh well, did they just get that success because they had a previous rich family member? They had someone that was famous in their family that just made them rich. Okay, yeah, there are the lucky ones, you could say, that were given a good hand. But I would argue, if you have a total package, you should be able to build that house of cards very well to where it stands that people can see. And even in the Bible, right, a city cannot be hidden on the tallest hill, right? Its lights, just everyone can see the light coming from the city. So that's the point. If you notice the bright lights from a place coming about, you're like, where is that place? I want to go check it out. And that's the thing. When you're not seeking attention just because you are effective, that is where you're starting to gain that attraction from clients. They see your brand. They see that there are referrals coming out to them because of other people that were working with me, other business owners. And that is where, for you, if you're able to shine like the bright city, that is where the foundation allowed you to really shine on top of that hill. So the foundation is the greatest piece of the building that has to be done first, that leads to your system for it to stand, to finally at the top for the lights to be seen. And you're not even trying. See, you're just being seen just because, yeah, your city's just so bright. you're standing tall like a pillar. And so think of that whenever you're building a business. How can you have yourself stand out in front of the crowd? By having your base set up so well. And when you look at your base and see what the ingredients are that you need in order for yourself to build whatever you need to do, your brand, etc., that's going to be exciting. And I wish the best of luck for you. Always keep this channel in mind as well if you ever want to be inspired, but I hope you do great things. So from me to you, you got this. You're going to do great. All right, everyone. I hope this one finds you well today from Mike the MC, this video. I hope you all get to go out and practice your skills, look at ways to build your stamina, see how you can build that skill of completing tasks on time, making that completionist idea so well. Not to be addicted to completing everything to a point where, oh my gosh, I gotta do this and this and this, and I just lose focus, but to the point where you can complete it and you maintain that stamina. Maintain that stamina with respect to that foundation, and you will start to stand, and people will see the bright city that you have just built, and the clients will come walking to you. They want to know more about your services. All right, everyone. Hope this one finds you well. Take care. Have a good one.